picture this. You're in the final days of your life and you're looking back over it. What single choice made right now would let you whisper to yourself, yes, I truly lived a good life? That is a powerful question that Robert Waldinger and Marc Schulz invite us to reflect on, right on page 1 of their book, The Good Life. As I read this book, one of the themes that kept echoing through the chapters was, to me, self-awareness. Let's begin with discovering our values and purpose. It starts with clarifying what really matters. Early on in the book, around page 5, Waldinger and Schulz ask, what is important to you? On page 18, I read that finding meaning gives life a sense of value, even during hard times. On pages 6 to 14, I read that we can learn a lot from facing our worries, our fears, and low moments in life. Growth begins there. Another very important area is the body, the mind, and the senses. Caring for the body is a form of self-care. Waldinger and Schulz note on page 47 that smoking remains the leading cause of preventable death in the United States. And on page 88, they explain that sitting a lot, which many people do, has a negative effect on well-being. On page 248, I read that taking time for example, walking, swimming, and more broadly, strengthening the body through movement can brighten our mood almost instantly. Mindfulness too pulls us back into the present. It could be, for example, feeling the wind and noticing the sunlight, as is mentioned on page 117. And also reconnecting with our senses, mentioned on page 132. Even simple physical contact, like holding a loved one's hand, can calm the body, I noted on page 173. Yet another very important area that I'd like to mention here is acknowledging emotions. The book exposes loneliness as a modern health crisis. Roughly 1 in 4 Americans feels lonely. I read this on page 22. And on pages 91 to 93, I noted that for older adults, loneliness can be twice as damaging as obesity. Loneliness is not about the number of friends. We can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Many end-of-life regrets share a pattern, I read on page 75. People wish they had spent more time living in ways that felt truly alive. To get there, Waldinger and Schulz suggest a simple practice at page 233. On your way home from work, pause and gently acknowledge whatever emotion you carry. Then breathe. Notice the world around you. Let the feeling exist without judgment. Self-reflection closes this loop. On page 91, Waldinger and Schulz encourage us to ask ourselves this question. What do I hear when I truly listen to my inner voice? What is it telling me?